Starbucks, where it all began, actually. A few of us had an impromptu coffee clutch. We started asking, so what is the mission of North Hills? Why do we exist as a church? What's our purpose for being here? What are we about? And one of the significant things we discovered was we needed to be on mission, and we needed to be on God's mission, what He wanted us to be doing as a church. And that's where the congregation adopted our mission statement to love God, serve others, and change the world.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of crazy to see how much the church, or North Hills, has evolved within these 10 years, where like we've been intentional about what we need to do, and through all of that, like we've found ways to become more interconnected with one another, but also found ways to expand North Hills outreach on the community.
Right. One of the central passages in the Bible that we looked at was this Acts chapter 2, the birth of this brand new first century Jerusalem church. The blueprint is this: you gotta have worship, you gotta have discipleship, you gotta have fellowship, all these things in order for you to be a healthy church.
Primarily, you want to love God, and you know that His Word says to love your neighbor as yourself as well. So that same love that we have for God has to go hand in hand with that love for our neighbor, because the God who loved us and sent His Son down for us, He died for us. He came and He bridged the gap. He brought us back to Him because of His love.
We love because God first loved us. So it's this reciprocal love where God loved us, and in gratitude for that sacrificial, selfless love that He gave us, then we love Him back the same way.
And if you love God, then you are going to follow His command and love your neighbor as yourself. And if you truly, truly love people, love your neighbors, then you know that you're supposed to love them with the love that God loved us.
Part of our vision said that we were going to not be inwardly focused. We were going to be committed to not be inwardly focused, and rather be committed to focusing on others. Looking at Jesus' ministry and looking at His life, it's about serving others. Right? It's looking outside of yourself, looking beyond yourself even, and looking at others and saying, how can I make a difference, right, in this world? How can I make a difference in somebody's life, in somebody's day?
In the overall picture, little or small, it's important because, whether it be the usher who wakes up every Sunday morning really early just to unlock the doors, none of us in the church, barely any of us ever see that.
Making a pot of coffee,
right? Right. Everyone has their own role to play, so I think it is important to remember that.
We're kind of trying to answer the question about why should it be a priority. And a priority is because if it was important to Jesus, it should be important to us also, right? And I think when that becomes when we're talking about being selfless, looking beyond ourselves, becomes a priority, I think that's when we begin to really start making a difference.
Right.
I think it's always good to have the emphasis outside of ourselves as Christians, right? If the statement is to change the world, then we're not looking inward, we're looking outward. And I think that that's one of the most important things about being a Christian, is that it's not something exclusive, right? We always want to be reaching others for Him, discipling others. I've been on a couple mission trips through North Hills to the Philippines. We're not only focusing on Vallejo, we're not just focusing on the United States, so we're focusing on people all around the world, people all around the globe.
It had to be part of our mission because it was God's mission. Right? He sent His Son to change the world.
It's so good you want to share it, kind of thing.
Right, absolutely, and that's the change, right? It's the change in us because of God, by His grace, and that we want that change for others also.
The one day I just wanna go and change the world.